This is a big thing, so you can just talk about what we're doing here and where exactly we are today.
Well, you're at Arcadia, America's Playable Arcade Museum, and this is where people come to relive the 80s and drop quarters in old machines and play real arcade games. The vision for it was to create the experience I had as a teenager, walking into an arcade back in the early to mid 80s, and then you play games with quarters.
Well, time out.
Yeah.
I was born in 97.
Oh, no.
So you got to take me on a tour here.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All
I
right.
like pinball. I see some pinball machines.
So Frogger and Donkey Kong don't do anything for you.
I was never any good. You know, the joystick 2-button thing just was never a,
Well, Frogger's just a joystick, no buttons. Maybe you can handle that one.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. This, even though these are not like new pinball machines, this is what I consider the golden era of pinball from like 89 through 95. In my personal opinion, these are the best pinballs that were ever made. So
Sure.
one of the top 5 most popular games of all time is Addams Family here.
Magically hitting it on target so it rolls down the ramp. That was like, let's go. You know?
Yeah.
That was cool growing up. So
It's fun to send a steel ball on a ramp.
because when it falls through here, it's that letdown. You lost the game, right? That's
Exactly.
Your heart's pounding when the score goes up, you don't want to lose it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you lose it.
There is something, though, that's different about dropping a quarter in a game and playing it, and that's why I've stuck with that model versus these, most of the other arcades that come out are these giant buildings full of games that are all on free play. But when you put a quarter in, it's a whole different psychological feeling. It's like, okay, I've got an investment in this now. I'm going to try and figure out what I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to try and do the best I can. Even though I would make a lot more money if I did the $20 at the door thing. I'd probably make 10 times as much money. But it's not about money for me.
So these are pinball machines, but not everybody's a pinball player.
No, absolutely not.
So what would you say, if you had to show somebody your best representation of 80s arcade in here, where would we find it?
This plus the Frogger and the Donkey Kong are probably the quintessential classic games. Yeah, I mean, Pac-Man is it. I mean, this to me is the Wurlitzer bubbler of video games. You know, the Wurlitzer bubbler is the icon they use whenever they show a jukebox.
So how many more of these games do you have?
Probably about 1,500 more than are in here. It goes without saying
What?
I have the best wife in the world to let me do that.
Jeez.
I started off actually before arcade games. I was a partner in an antique store, and I went around looking for old gas pumps, Coke machines, stuff like that. And I found this garage behind my apartment building, found out who owned it. He said, yeah, you can rent it, but you got to clean it out. Opened up the door, it was full of arcade games. And then because I kept buying so many, I started finding locations and putting them out. So I became an operator, but I kept hoarding games and filling up warehouses and buying buildings. So this is the main warehouse. But you can see there's all kinds of goodies and treasures in here. Fire, F-14, Atlantis, Transporter, Rescue 911. Got another Judge Dredd here. Phantom of the Opera is a good one that needs to go in. So I thought I'll put a for rent sign in the window, but in the meantime, I'll fill it with arcade games just because I've got them. So it took years to take off. But then I tried putting it on Facebook. Never done anything other than just put it on Facebook and let the magic of the internet do its thing.
There we go. There we go. What did I just get? The cellar? Tornado cellar? Oh, man. All right. Where's Chuck Collins when you need him with a tornado warning? How'd I do? I get to 1 million? I don't think so.
Yeah, you did.
I got to 1 million.
Yeah.
Feel the thunder.